So we're working with that today. The hands and feet, the pelvic diaphragm, the diaphragm under the ribs, the organs in the pelvis, the relationship to the brain, the channels that come through, and also the natural reflection of those organs, of the brain, into the higher self. And we may also work with the skin, because I learned how to breathe and drink through the skin on my dry fast, which I guess is cheating. I could drink water through my skin, or moisture. With the holographic breathing, it gives you the ability to breathe through every cell. So I guess I'm a good cheat on dry fast, because I can drink moisture out of the air through my skin. And I guess that all, and that is not something I am looking for or trying to attain, but I guess that all actually maybe not in our incarnation as humans, but maybe ETs or a higher race or a future Earth race that may evolve into just living on the breath and being a breatharian. For myself, I really enjoy my food. I don't eat lots of meat and things. I am a whole food, organic, plant-based diet, but I do enjoy my food. So I'm not going out to be a breatharian, but I can see how somehow holographic breathing links to the ability of being able to drink fluid through the skin, through the sinuses, through the lungs to keep us going, and also energetic food and spiritual food. I think to actually be a genuine breatharian, my view on that is that we need a very advanced body, or a different type of body, but there's some kind of relationship there. So I'm now going to describe and demonstrate holographic breathing. The other thing that happens in dry fasting, and naturally with holographic breathing for the new people, you might find you're producing a lot of saliva, which is again fantastic for dry fasting, because people end up with a mouth like a sandpit in dry fasting. But with holographic breathing in dry fasting, it just continually creates this well of fluid in the mouth and circles in the body. So it's another way it relates to that, produces its own water to circle in the body. But for the new people, you may feel you're producing a lot more saliva. Don't worry, you'll just get used to that, and that is very healthy for that fluid just to cycle around the body naturally. Okay, holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. So the tongue, the tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable, it may be only half an inch, it may be a whole inch on the roof of the mouth. The whole tongue may be on the roof of the mouth, but it's as much as feels comfortable. It must feel comfortable. You don't stress anything, whatever feels comfortable. Lips closed, upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. Obviously it can't be through the mouth because your lips are closed, so the breath is through the nose all of the time, And in the guided meditation, I'm going to take you through a list of exercises which will start moving the jaw just naturally with the breath. But what that results in is a very small and gentle motion of the jaw. It's about half a finger width. It's not big. As you breathe in, the jaw gently opens 2 or 3 millimeters, quarter of an inch, half a finger width. Breathing out, the jaw will naturally close. So this movement of the mouth and jaw starts happening, and with that the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the lips are closed, and this breathing motion starts to emanate from that through all of the organs and structures of the face, through the cranium, through the brain, through the spine, through the organs of the body, through the limbs. It connects to the earth. It connects to the higher realms. It connects to all of the internal energy systems. It's a beautiful, whole, healing, spiritual, physical, energetic system. It is truly wonderful. There is far more to holographic breathing than meets the eye. It is not an exercise. It is far, far more than an exercise. If you practice holographic breathing, if you learn from the different webinars I teach and the advanced webinars, you will transform. Guaranteed. You will transform. But it's not for everybody. It's not just, oh, we're going to do this technique and that's it. There is a depth and a profundity to holographic breathing, and you will be clearing your inner stuff. And it will be happening in a way that you're not doing catharsis or something like that. You have to understand how to work with these inner dynamics as you transform. So that is all there. And you will be able to learn that basic structure of that working. And I'm going to demonstrate it for 5 or 6 breaths so that you probably won't even see my mouth moving, but you will be able to see that the lips are staying together. Very subtle, relaxing breath. Once I start doing it, I don't want to stop. It just instantly drops me into a deep, profound and meditative place. There's no messing with holographic breathing. It's not an exercise, it's a whole new era in a dynamic meditation. Within the meditation for the new people, I would advise you through the first part to be seated upright, because if you're lying down, there's a good chance you'll go to sleep and miss some of the instructions. So to actually get it going, you have to be awake for the first part. So it's good to be seated. And then when we come to the hands and feet, then you can lie down. Because if you miss how to do it. It's not learn 50% and you learn 50% of holographic breathing. No, if you not learn at 99% and you learn no. You learn 99% of holographic breathing and you've learned nothing because it's not working. You have to learn 100% of the instructions. They all have to be correct, and then holographic breathing will naturally work. If you miss out bits, it won't work, it won't happen. So for that first part, where I'm imparting the dynamics of holographic breathing, it's good to be upright and aware of what I'm saying and taking it on board, what I'm saying. Once it's going, it's fine, it's going. You're riding the bike, then you can fall asleep or wake up or do whatever you want. But if you want to learn something tonight, be seated, be aware for that first part. There is no fast or slow, it's just whatever feels natural. There's no depth to it, it's just whatever depth feels natural. For all the breath workers, it is not connective breathing, just natural breathing with a gap. So closing your eyes, if you know holographic breathing, just gently dropping into the holographic breathing. If you don't know holographic breathing, just breathing naturally in a soft and easy way. We're going to bring in some resources, sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self, and allow the higher self to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the higher self, and notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And send a smile, sending some energy to the beneficial energies. The beneficial energies, any higher energies, divine teachers, the divine realms. As long as it's beneficial, saying hi to those higher beneficial energies, and allow them to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive those beneficial channels. And notice what that feels like through your body, and asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through this whole webinar as your healing resource and guide. And having the lips closed, having the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue close to or touching the front teeth, the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable. maybe half an inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, maybe an inch, maybe the whole tongue, whatever feels most comfortable. Breathing through the nose. And then just start gently moving the jaw up and down, a bit like chewing. Notice you can do up-down motions of the jaw and the lips, and you can keep the lips closed and you can keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth. It's a bit like chewing. When we eat, we move the jaw and the lips stay closed. So just gently moving the jaw up and down, keeping the lips closed and the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and just notice that you can do that. And then slowing that motion down, and when you're ready, as the jaw is slowly opening, allow the breath to come in through the nose. We're going to start from a very physical aspect from the jaw. As the jaw is closing, the breath comes out through the nose. It's like a little pump, and the lips stay closed all of the time, and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. So the jaw moves, the lips stay closed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. As the jaw opens, allow the breath to come in through the nose. As the jaw closes, allowing the breath to come out through the nose. Notice it feels like a little bellows. The jaw opening, it feels like drawing the breath in through the nose. The jaw closes, feels like it exhales the breath out through the nose. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head, relax your whole body, and breathe. The jaw gently opens, the breath comes in. The jaw gently closes, the breath leaves through the nose. Relax the whole body and letting this bellows work. As the jaw opens, the breath comes in through the nose. As the jaw closes, the breath comes out through the nose. We're now going to change that whole dynamic, bringing your awareness now first to the nose and the breath. As you breathe in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As you breathe out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how everything softens, how everything becomes more meditative and soft. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. As you breathe in, the teeth are separating, they're coming apart as the jaw opens. As you breathe out, the teeth are coming back together. and they either just float gently together with no pressure, or they just stay very slightly separate, so the jaw never becomes tense. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. The teeth just gently floating together or staying slightly separate. The lips are relaxed and closed all of the time, and the tongue is relaxed and on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Gently breathing. You are now doing holographic breathing. We're just going to start making this more natural. Once that has happened, it just falls in line with the muscles of the breath, and as the chest opens, the jaw naturally follows, and as the chest gently closes, the jaw naturally closes. Breathing in, the abdomen opens, the jaw follows, the jaw gently opens. Breathing out, the abdomen closes, the jaw gently follows, the jaw also closes. Notice how nurturing it feels. Notice how it feels like there is not just the prana coming in through the nose, there's also a prana arriving into the jaw, into the mouth. The lips stay closed, but a prana, an energy, spreads through the whole body. From the mouth, a prana, an energy spreads through the whole body. From the nose and the sinuses, a prana moves through the whole body. From the eyes and the ethmoid, between the eyes, and it spreads through the face, spreads through the brain, through the neck, and the whole body. There's a physical motion of the breath. It feels like every cell is opening on the in-breath, and every cell is closing on the out-breath. But also different energies from different areas of the face are spreading through the brain and the whole body. And notice in a very subtle way your whole face has started to breathe, and your brain has started to breathe, and your cranium has started to breathe, your spine is breathing, your organs are breathing. Everything starts to breathe. Everything starts turning to energies. There are different layers. There's a physical layer. There are different layers of energies. There's the connection to the earth. And there's the spiritual guidance and healing. Notice you connect to your higher self and your mirror in the divine realms. Holographic breathing is truly a spiritual practice and a physical practice and an energetic practice, and it will heal you through and through, and it will align you with your counterpart in the heavens, and it will align you with the magical energies of the earth. And if you practice it, you'll start evolving into the new age and the new times. So just allowing that gentle breath of holographic breathing. Notice if you can feel the arms, the legs, the hands and feet as if they're breathing. Every cell is breathing. And we're going to start with the actual physical breathing motion of the feet. So starting off, you carry on doing holographic breathing, but on the in-breath, the feet flap up. Then on the out-breath, the feet flap down. Breathing in, they pull up. Breathing out, they relax down. Notice how this relates right up through the front of your body. Breathing in, your feet flap up. Breathing out, your feet flap down. If you're a newcomer, it's now okay to lie down if you wish, but whatever, it's good. You need your legs extended and straight, and also able to have your arms extended and straight. And the feet flap up on the in-breath. The feet flap down on the out-breath. And then once you're used to that, also pulling from the back of the legs, from the heels. The feet are flapping up, the heels are pulling up, and what happens is the foot just stays flat. It just flattens on the in-breath as the heels pull up through the calves and the back of the legs, and the front of the foot pulls up through the front of the leg. Foot flattens. Breathing out, it relaxes and cups. Breathing in, the foot flattens. Breathing out, it relaxes and cups. So it's pulling up through the heels and the toes, and relaxing down through the heels and the toes. And notice as soon as that starts happening from the back of the foot and the front of the foot, notice how that starts working through your brain. It will start breathing the diaphragm of the brain. It will start breathing the tentorium through your brain. It will also connect deeply to the diaphragm under the lungs, and it will connect to your pelvic diaphragm. Notice how you get a deep, long breath. The diaphragm under your lungs on the in-breath. And then that diaphragm relaxes and rises on the out-breath. Notice how bigger, deeper breath you get as the diaphragm is interacting with the diaphragm of the feet. And the same with your hands. The hands splaying open on the in-breath. The hands cupping on the out-breath. This is very physical. This will bring you much more into the physical motion of the breath. and away from the more energetic breathing. Breathing in the hands and feet splaying open. Breathing out the hands and feet relaxing closed. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. The pelvic, now we can't feel our diaphragm. We can feel what happens, the abdomen expanding, but we don't actually sense the diaphragm. We know that it's dropping because the abdomen's expanding, but we don't really sense it. And the same is true of the pelvic diaphragm. Now, in holographic breathing, and I also think in normal breathing, it is different to how it's pretty well taught everywhere. Both the diaphragm under the ribs and the pelvic diaphragm, the muscles are tightening on the in-breath. These two diaphragms are pulling together. You won't feel them tightening, but they're at least, the pelvic diaphragm's at least holding. And the reason I'm saying this is that I don't want you to relax the pelvic diaphragm on the in-breath and then tighten it on the out-breath, because that's how it's normally taught. It's the other way around. The actual pelvic diaphragm is more tightening on the in-breath, and then relaxing on the out-breath. It's a different type of breath, but you don't have to do that tightening, just allowing your pelvic diaphragm to do whatever it's doing. And there's this feeling of the pelvic diaphragm and the diaphragm pulling together, and the pelvic diaphragm is at least holding. Breathing out, they're relaxing and dropping apart. Relax the back of your neck, relaxing your cranium, relaxing your brain. As these diaphragms start breathing, the diaphragm in your brain will also start breathing. As you become aware of the pelvic diaphragm, you also have to become aware of the diaphragm horizontally through the lower brain. They're pulling together on the in-breath, and they're drifting apart on the out-breath. I'm going to try something here. We're going to breathe with the left-hand side of the diaphragm and the pelvic diaphragm, just bringing the attention to the left foot and the left hand, breathing with those, and notice how that relates to the stomach and the left-hand side of the diaphragm. Notice how the left foot and the left hand relate to the left-hand side of, well, all of the diaphragms: the pelvic diaphragm, diaphragm under the ribs, the roof of the mouth, the tentorium in the brain. And notice that you come in contact with the quality of the stomach, of the spleen behind the stomach, of the left-hand kidney, of the pancreas running behind the stomach. Notice there's a particular quality there. And then letting that go and become aware of the right hand foot and the right hand, and notice how that connects to the right hand side of the diaphragms and the liver. Notice it's much darker. It's this big, heavy organ, the liver, and behind it the right hand kidney. Notice it feels totally different, big, heavy organ. Breathing in, it's opening. Breathing out, it's relaxing back up. Then letting both of those, all of those opening at the same time, closing. And the diaphragm balances and all of those organs start breathing. Notice it all balancing. You take a deep breath. And the muscles of the pelvic diaphragm are relating to the different muscles of the lungs diaphragm. Becoming aware the back of the heels, the back of the hands, and the rectum. The more back of the feet and hands are relating more to the rectum, towards the back of the pelvic diaphragm. Notice as you become aware of that breathing motion in the rectum, releases up through the back of your body, directly up into your brain. You have to be aware of your brain to be aware of the organs. And as the rectum releases through the Kundalini and through your brain. Notice you can connect that to this much deeper, slower breath that's initiated from the hands and feet. The rectum isn't actually at the back of the pelvic diaphragm, because from the rectum the diaphragm rises up the whole inside face of the sacrum and the whole back inside face of the pelvis. So you've got the pelvic diaphragm running out the sides from the rectum, out the back from the rectum, up around the back of the pelvis. And as the rectum starts releasing, so does the sacrum behind it, and so does your whole digestion. This will bring your digestion to life. Notice that releasing through the back of your head and the back of your brain. Pulsing through your brain. And if you're floating in and out of consciousness, that is absolutely fine. If you're missing if you're missing areas of it, that is fine. You can listen to the recordings. You can flow in and out of consciousness as much as you like. But allowing your rectum to breathe, allowing your pelvic diaphragm to breathe, and it's holding or tightening or rising on the in-breath, and the two diaphragms are pulling together. And then they're both relaxing and drifting apart on the out-breath. Relax the back of the neck, relaxing the brain, relaxing the head. And then moving forwards from the rectum. For the men, directly forwards from the rectum and still sitting into the pelvic floor is the prostate. Moving from the rectum into the prostate. And for the women, the lower rectum will relate more to the vagina, but the upper rectum will relate more, or the middle and upper rectum will relate more to the uterus. Choose the uterus. The uterus is like the heart for the pelvis, and the prostate for the men is like the heart for the pelvis. And it's a much warmer, redder energy. It will relate to your pubic arch and your heart and your blood. And the fire circuit. Notice how everything is warmed up. Breathing with the pelvic floor. This will relate to the perineum, directly below the uterus and directly below the prostate. And it will relate to the center of the diaphragm directly under the heart, like the prostate sits onto the pelvic diaphragm, the heart sits onto the diaphragm under the lungs in the same way, and the uterus is directly over the same area. The perineum activates the uterus. And you can let the movement of the hands and feet become softer, and notice how this relates to a fiery energy in your nasal passageways, in your chin, in the center of your brain, in the hypothalamus. The fire circuit, and we're healing the uterus and the prostate, or we're bringing our awareness to the uterus and the prostate and doing just gentle motion with the hands and feet. Notice how you can heal your body, how holographic breathing opens up a whole myriad of different energies. Notice how all of a sudden you can feel your internal organs, you can feel your internal energies. Holographic breathing is magic. It is a new domain. It is a new way of life. Will bring you into the new age. It's going to grow. It's going to be like a wave, and it's going to be a new mode of breathing for the human race, transiting into the new age where we can heal ourselves on all levels. We can divine and align with the higher energies and the divine and the earth, and we can naturally evolve. Breathing in, the diaphragms breathing, the uterus and prostate breathing. The fire circuit, notice how you may feel your heart pulsing. And slowly moving forwards from the uterus into the bladder, and from the prostate rising from the prostate into the bladder. Notice the energies change. You're now in the blue circuit. It relates to the kidneys and adrenals. Also relates to the urethra. Also relates to the bladder and penis. And the penis as it rides back through the pelvic floor. as well as extending forwards. Notice how it feels very different. The vagina, the urethra, the penis feel very different to the uterus and prostate. Connect. Notice you can feel back to your kidneys and adrenals. And breathing now with the front of the pelvic diaphragm, and not just under the pelvis, but as it rises up the inside of the pubic arch and up through the sides of the pubic arch. Pelvic diaphragm isn't just at the very base of the pelvis, it rides up the whole inside of the pelvis. Let your bladder start releasing. To feel your bladder, you have to be willing to feel the same energies in your face and the same energies in your brain. Notice it pulsing through your face and through your brain. Once you start doing holographic breathing and you contact the organs, it will ignite the kundalini for those organs. This will ignite the natural energies of those organs. And the only way to feel those organs is to allow that kundalini and allow that to travel through your brain. It will relate back to the kidneys and adrenals, may connect around your ears, may connect to your cheekbones, may connect to the sides of your forehead. And you may feel it rising out in a column through the top of your head and up into the divine energies. Holographic breathing isn't confined to you. Holographic breathing is relating to the higher self. It's relating to your reflection in the divine energies, and you can feel this energy rising, the blue energy circuit from the bladder, from the vagina, from the penis, from the urethra, from the kidneys and adrenals, through your brain, through your cranium, and up into the divine consciousness. And we become more than our individual selves. We are no longer an individual. We are part of the divine. Breathing with the holographic breathing, you can let this gentle motion of the hands and feet, you can allow yourself to communicate through this column of energy rising through the top of your head into the divine. And you become part of the divine. You are no longer separate from the divine. The divine is your body. Your body is the divine. Relax and breathe and allow that to relate to your back of your body as well as the front. Becoming aware of the bladder. And for the women, gently dropping back from the bladder into the uterus. And for the men, dropping down from the bladder and back, down and back from the bladder into the prostate. Notice there's an orgasmic feeling as you move from the bladder to the uterus and prostate. There's a release of energy as you change channels and you change organs. And you feel your heart pulsing as you move back into the prostate, or down into the prostate and back into the uterus. And breathe, you feel this warm fire energy rising from the perineum through your heart, through your brain, through the center of your face, through your chin. And from your hypothalamus area of the brain, you can let that rise in a column of fire through the top of your head into the divine energies, the divine fire energies. You feel that fire burning through your whole body, through every cell, as the divine fire energies relate through every cell of your brain and body. Let that move through your arms and legs. And then moving back from the prostate, back from the uterus into the rectum, feeling the energies change, feeling the rectum pulsing, and feeling that energy rising through your brain. Strong kundalini from the rectum. You can feel the sphincter muscle releasing, and this very different energy releasing through the shoulder blades, through the spine, through the back of the body, through this very central core of your brain, and through your whole brain as the rectum releases and connects to your face and brain. Deeply healing kundalini. This will ignite and heal your whole digestion. And from your brain it rises through the top of your head into the divine realms, allowing your rectum to connect with the divine realms. People avoid the rectum because they think it's dirty or something like that, but it is truly a wondrous organ and has a very good orgasmic feel-good factor as the rectum pulses and orgasms, and that energy runs up through the body, through the spine, through the brain, and up into the higher self. And the higher self communicates with us. We become part of the higher self, and the rectum circuit, which relates to different organs in us, connects with those same circuits in the divine, with those same circuits in the earth, and those energies come down into us, and we are no longer an individual. We are part of those divine energies. We are part of that universal energy, and we are helter-skeltering forwards into the new age. This new potent evolution of mankind into the new age. I'm no longer holding back from this energy. For myself, I am just going to allow that connection full on, no holes barred. And if you wish to, you can do that for yourself as well. It is your birthright to evolve into this new being, to let your DNA evolve, to let everything within you evolve onto this new level, into this new being, into this new body, into the new age of man and womankind on earth. Look at it sensibly. We have to evolve. There is no alternative. Letting your pelvis breathe, letting those organs breathe, letting them relate through your brain, relaxing your arms and legs, relaxing your neck and throat, relaxing your whole body, and breathe. We're going to come back in about a minute. So just letting that subside. Letting that earth, be aware of the heels of the hands, the heels of your feet. And sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies, and thanking yourself. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self and the beneficial energies. Allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And letting the energies go out to all sentient beings for love and healing. And you are a sentient being, allowing yourself to be loved and healed. So I run these free webinars every 3 or 4 weeks, always on a Sunday. And most of the Sundays in between, we are doing the advanced webinars. There's much more time in an advanced webinar because I don't have to teach the holographic breathing. They're 2 hours rather than an hour and a half. And we work in depth with these different organs. We work in a far greater depth, a more profound way with the different organs with the Kundalini in the spine, with the connection to the earth and the higher self. And over the next year, we're running through all the different organs one by one, their connection to the different vertebrae and beyond. So this will be a truly significant journey, and you can join us if you wish. They're not free, but they are very inexpensive for what they are. So there's a advanced webinar page on my website. You can go to that and you can enroll. As we're coming up to midsummer, there's just a couple that are running at the minute, and then we'll start more strongly in the autumn, and with a practitioner training in the autumn. So those are there. You're welcome to join those. It's in everybody's, it's not difficult. You won't be overwhelmed. They're very friendly, nice people. Everybody is welcome to those. So if you want a powerful journey and take this on to the next level, that is there. Alternatively, on the last page of my website, there are all the recorded free webinars. And just because they're free doesn't mean they're not powerful. You may have noticed that today's webinar was quite pokey. It wasn't a weak thing. It was transformative and powerful. So you can play those free webinars. Also, if you ever have trouble sleeping, just put one of my webinar recordings on in the background. If you're not actually listening to it strongly, I can guarantee you will sleep through most of it. There's no excuse for insomnia anymore. Anyone with insomnia, just let them know that they don't have to complain anymore. They can just watch or be at effect of that. They can just listen to my webinars and fall in and out of sleep. That is there. Okay, well, it's been an absolute honor meeting you all. I'm going to get my headphones and I'm going to turn this on so you can all speak, and take the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity. It's good to say goodbye to everybody, to properly leave the webinar. I'm channeling, but everybody's channeling. Everybody's bringing an energy. So thank everybody. You can thank me if you wish, but thank everybody here. Say goodbye to everybody and tell everybody you'll be back soon for another webinar. So let me make this so that you can all speak, if I can remember how to do it.